Very good Saturday evening, folks. I'm NTV Chief Meteorologist Eddie Shear. Currently 5:42 p.m. on Saturday, March 12th, 2016. And when I'm doing weather updates for you from home on a weekend, usually it means there is the potential for significant weather, in this case winter weather, and there most certainly is. Let's get right into the forecast. Here's radar imagery across Newfoundland right now. We do have some light flurries across the west coast and parts of the Avalon and perhaps even eastern Newfoundland as well. But it's a pretty quiet day, and it's going to be a relatively quiet night, although we will see some light snow developing across the west coast and southwestern interior Newfoundland overnight. Into Labrador, area of low pressure passing just to the west right now. You can see that enhanced cloud cover there in white. That's the low. That low will track across the island tomorrow, and that's going to bring us some light snowfall, 5-10 centimeters for a lot of areas, and that will about do it. The exception could be the Avalon Peninsula, possibly the Bonaivista and Burin Peninsulas, but as of now, I think the Avalon Peninsula has the chance to see very significant snowfall, basically from tomorrow afternoon into early Monday morning. And I'll tell you why. Here's Futurecast. Will take us through tonight. As you can see, the low across Labrador translates to the south overnight. In response to that, we see some snow developing across western and southwestern and central Newfoundland this evening. I should say interior and western Newfoundland this evening. As we head into Sunday at lunchtime, it looks like many of us across the island are seeing some light to moderate snowfall. So if you're planning on driving tomorrow afternoon, be prepared for a little bit of wintry weather. Roads are more than likely going to be slick and snow-covered as it has been cold the last couple of days. And then as we go into tomorrow evening, the low begins to pull away, and for the most part, weather will begin to improve a lot for a lot of areas. But that's not necessarily the case on the Avalon. Now, keep in mind what I'm showing you is one computer model. It's not the end-all, be-all in computer models, but sometimes it's pretty good. So by tomorrow evening, that low is pulling away. On the backside of that low, you see this little kind of kink in the isobars here. That is called an inverted trough. And that inverted trough is going to rotate a little bit farther to the east tomorrow night and could set itself up for 6 to 12 hours over the Avalon Peninsula. If that's the case, areas near that trough line would see very significant snowfall tomorrow night into early Monday morning. And that's exactly what this computer model is showing. Notice those darker blues across the Avalon. That indicates moderate to heavy snowfall at midnight tomorrow night if this computer model is right. As we go into 3 a.m., it looks like the snow is beginning to wind down as that low pulls away and the trough begins to move away as well. And as we go into Monday morning, it looks like the snow is done, just some lingering flurries. And as we head into lunchtime Monday, we are seeing much improved weather compared to the morning, and especially most of the day on Sunday. So I know a lot of you are watching this and you're saying, Eddie, how much snow are we going to see? Well, it really depends on this one little feature setting up or not setting up. I suppose I could word that is setting up onshore or setting up just offshore. Now this computer model, which is the one I was just showing you, has produced significant snowfall between tomorrow and midday Monday across the Avalon Peninsula. West of there, mainly tomorrow, it looks like 5 to 10, some pockets up to 15 centimeters. But this model, again, is showing that very significant snowfall onto the Avalon, perhaps as far west as the Burin Peninsula. What you're seeing there is the computer model saying, hey, there could be 20, 30, 40 centimeters of snow. Now, I don't think that's possible. I shouldn't say that. I don't think that's likely is the better term. But some significant snow is certainly a good possibility. I just don't think it's going to be as much as what this computer model is saying, even if we get those maximum amounts. This is another computer model called the RDPS. And as you can see, as we go through tomorrow morning into Monday morning, it's producing only 2 to 5 centimeters on the Avalon, about 5 to 10 or 10 to 15 west. But again, most of that would fall during the day on Sunday, I should say, for central and interior Newfoundland as well. So there are a couple of different model camps here. This is the European model, and it is showing some snow across the southeast Avalon, 10 to 15 centimeters, but not 30 to 40 that the RPM model was showing, but it is pointing to the fact that there could be some enhanced snowfall rates from that inverted trough across the southern half of the Avalon Peninsula. The GFS model, on the other hand, is producing very little in the way of snowfall. across the Avalon between tomorrow night and early Monday, 2 to 5 centimeters, with most of the heavier snow falling across interior, central, and western Newfoundland in the form of 10 to 15 centimeters of snow. So the question is, which model is going to be right, especially when it comes to the Avalon Peninsula, where you've got your RPM, ECNWF, and GFS model, and as you can see right there, once we actually look at it, they're all kind of between 5 and 15 centimeters of snow. Now, this is the latest update of the RPM, and it has significantly backed off on its snowfall forecast. So that may mean we actually do have a little bit of consensus, and that consensus could be meaning less snow rather than more. So I still can't say with certainty that we're going to see 10, 20, 30 centimeters of snow on the Avalon. What I can say is it looks like most of us across the island tomorrow see 5 to 10, some pockets up to 15 centimeters of snow. On the Avalon, it looks like 5 to 10 certainly a given tomorrow with that low moving by. The question is, do we see more snow tomorrow night? And I think it's going to have to be one of those watch and wait things. We're just going to have to see how it all transpires. If it transpires and that heavy snow band sits up on shore, sure, we could get 30 centimeters of snow in spots, perhaps maybe 35 or 40, if it all works out to be very, very heavy snowfall for 12 hours or so. But if that doesn't happen, we won't see it. And because these setups are so complicated, and they often don't work out like the models think, I would lean a little bit less. So I think 5, 10, 15, certainly a good bet across much of the Avalon by Monday morning, with the potential for more. I'm going to watch this very closely, and I'll have another update for you tomorrow. But until then, just kind of watch out for updates, and time to hurry up and wait, I suppose. Have a great Saturday evening. I'll have an update for you tomorrow, and I will see you Monday on NTV. And also, don't forget, set your clock to head 1 hour tonight at 2 a.m. as we go back to daylight saving time. I don't like daylight saving time as a meteorologist. I'm sure a lot of other meteorologists, especially around Newfoundland, would agree with me. The reason? We jump ahead an hour, all the computer model data comes out an hour later, and so we have one less hour to look at it, especially during those afternoon runs. All right, have a great night, have a great evening, and I will see you tomorrow.